The episode opens with Nihal apologizing to Osman, but without explaining why. Osman pushes her to talk, but she just says it isn't the right time. Osman doesn't get it. He still believes whatever's broken can be fixed. Nihal's silence says more than words ever could. Her apology isn't about the past, it's about what she is about to do next. Soon after, Osman gets an unexpected visit from Sulhi, who presents Osman with an offer. If Osman agrees to take on Sulhi's debts, he'll get Nihal's mansion, fully furnished. Sulhi even adds that he'll close the family shop so Nihal can live freely with our dear Engin. Sulhi makes it sound like he is given his blessing for Nihal and Engin to start a life together. At dinner with his siblings at Engin's luxurious home, Engin boasts about owning things, about winning at life, while Osman says he and his family see beauty in simply existing, in people, in the wind, in the world, without needing to own any of it. Engin fires back that people born in poverty don't know what it's like to own things, so they just convince themselves they don't deserve to. Osman doesn't flinch. He says their place has changed many times, from tents to houses to mansions, but they've always accepted whatever life threw at them. He says what matters is just being here, being alive, while throwing the question back at Engin. Does he even exist without all his possessions? When Engin mentions a magenta detail for his new master bedroom, a color Nihal once said soothed her eyes, Osman finally connects the dots. Sulhi's deal, Nihal's apology, Engin's house, it's all the same story. Nihal isn't just moving on, she's moving in with Engin. Later in the car with Mahir, Osman replays that earlier apology over and over. He wonders if Nihal's story was actually goodbye. Mahir tries to reason with him, reminding him that he should know Nihal better than anyone. But Osman admits he's completely lost when it comes to her. He goes blind, like he loses his mind when she's around. And that's when it hits him. What he feels, what he's losing, and what he's already chosen without realizing it. He turns to Mahir and asks him to call Sulhi. Osman decides to take the house. The woman or the mansion dilemma isn't really a choice anymore. He's already made it, and it wasn't her. Meanwhile, Engin finally makes his move. He confesses to Nihal that he's loved her for years, promising stability and devotion, the kind of love that won't hurt. He's offering her peace, and after everything Nihal's been through, peace sounds a lot like love. Sulhi feeds her a story that Osman jumped at the mansion deal the second it was offered. He tells her Osman didn't even flinch when he heard she was leaving. To Nihal, it sounds like confirmation. Osman picked the house over her, and that's all she needs to hear to start packing her bags. While Osman and Nihal's world collapses, Mahir and Asli finally confront their feelings. Both broken, both scared, but somehow finding a way back to each other. At the same time, Berna and Arda's chemistry finally bursts into the open. A stolen kiss outside the office in plain sight of everyone who's been waiting for it to happen. When Osman hears from Arda that Nihal and Engin are leaving for Europe and that Engin even bought her a ring, he pretends not to care. But the mask slips as soon as he is alone. Mahir urges him to go to her before it's too late, but the moment is already slipping away. By the time Osman finally decides to chase her, the city's traffic has him trapped. So he takes a boat, desperate to reach her before she's gone. Nihal is getting into a taxi, glancing back at her family's mansion with tears in her eyes, the same one Osman has just bought. Sulhi hands him the keys, saying the place is his now. Osman asks where Nihal is, and Sulhi says she's already gone. Osman stands in the empty house, the symbol of everything he thought he wanted, surrounded by ghosts of what he's lost. Every laugh, every glance, every memory echoes in the silence, and outside the storm finally breaks. He remembers the first time he ever saw Nihal as a kid. She had those little ladybug hair clips on. He was passing by her house with his mom, and his mother pointed out how happy everyone looked. Back then, little Nihal waved at him. Osman steps into the rain, looks up at the sky, and throws the mansion keys into the water. Nihal's plane is taken off. She's crying too, but it's too late for both of them. Osman couldn't admit how much Nihal meant to him until she was gone. Nihal, for her part, mistook silence for indifference, and that misunderstanding sealed both their fates. The mansion becomes the perfect metaphor. Osman owns it, but it's empty, a shell of what could have been. Nihal gets her freedom, but it comes with heartbreak. In the end, both of them lose the one thing they truly wanted, each other.